Overflows.
Accepting the truth, miracle happens. A miracle happens when you accept the truth. The very acceptance changes you. When you know that there is fear in your being and you cannot do anything about it, you have no clue that what can you do about it. You think all that you can do is pretend, and pretension can go to the very extreme, to the other end. Introspect. Why do we want to get rid of fear? Or have you become afraid of fear? If you have become afraid of fear, this is a beginning of new fear. This is how mind goes on creating the same pattern again and again. I say, do not desire, and then you will reach the divine. So you ask, really? If we do not desire, then will we reach the divine? You have started desiring the divine. Remember, if there is a fear, love cannot be. So you become afraid of fear. You ask, how can one get rid of fear? This is again a fear, and more dangerous than the first one. Because the first one was natural, while the second one is unnatural and that you have created. And it is so subtle that you are not even aware of what you are asking, how to get rid of the fear. The question is not of getting rid of anything. Instead, the question is only of understanding. Understanding fear, what it is. What is its nature and source? But do not try to get rid of it. Why? Because the moment you start trying to get rid of something, you are not ready to understand it. The mind which thinks to get rid of it is already closed. It is not open to understand. It is not sympathetic. It cannot contemplate quietly. It has already decided. Now the fear has become the evil, the sin. So get rid of it. Do not try to get rid of anything. Just accept it. Just try to understand what fear is. And if you have fear, then accept it. It is there. This is the beginning. Do not try to hide it. Do not try to create the opposite. If you have fear, then you have fear. Accept it as part of your being. If you can accept it, it has disappeared already. Through acceptance, fear disappears. Through denial, fear increases in dimensions and its force. You come to a point where you know that you are afraid, and you come to understand because of this fear, love cannot happen to me. So, okay, what can I do? The fear is there, and only one thing will happen. I will not pretend love, or I will say to my beloved or my lover that it is because of fear that I am clinging to you. Deep down, I am afraid. I will become frank about it. I will not deceive anyone, nor myself. I will not pretend that this is love. I will say this is simply fear. Because of fear, I cling to you. Because of fear, I go to the temple to the church and pray. Because of fear, I remember God, and then I know that this is not prayer. This is not love. This is only fear. I am fear, so whatsoever I do, it is there as the background. I will accept this as truth. A miracle happens when you accept the truth. The very acceptance changes you. When you know that there is fear in you, in your being, and you cannot do anything about it, what can you do? All that you can do is pretend, and pretension can go to the very extreme, to the other end. A very fearful man can become a very brave as well. He can create an armor around him. He can become a daredevil just to show that he is not afraid, just to show other that he is not afraid. And if he can go into danger, he can deceive himself that he is not afraid. But even the bravest man is afraid. His whole bravery is just around him, while deep down he trembles, not to be aware of it. He takes a jump into the danger unaware of this fear. He takes a jump into the danger. He becomes engaged with the danger so that he is not aware of the fear, but the fear is there at the background. You create the opposite. And this is not going to change anything. You can pretend that you are not afraid. That makes no change again. The only transformation that can happen is that you become simply aware that I am fear. My whole being is trembling, and whatever I do is because of the fear. You have become true to yourself, and the process of transformation, disappearance of fear will set in motion. Then you are not afraid of fear. It is there, a part of you, and nothing can be done about it. You have accepted it. Now you do not pretend. Now you do not deceive anyone, not even yourself. The truth is there, and you are not afraid of it in any way. The fear starts disappearing, because a person who is not afraid to accept his fear has become fearless. That understanding is the deepest fearlessness that is possible. He has not created the opposite, so there is no duality in him. He has accepted the fact. He has become humble before it. He does not know what to do. No one knows, and nothing can be done. But he has stopped pretending. A great step. He has stopped using masks, faces, and he has become authentic to his fear. In this authenticity, a new beginning starts. This authenticity and this fearlessness to accept the truth changes you. And when you do not pretend and you do not create a false love or create a deception around you, at the same time, do not become a pseudo person. You have become authentic. In this authenticity, love arises, fear disappears. This is inner alchemy of how love arises. Now you can love. Now you can have compassion. sympathy. Now you do not depend on anyone. Also, there is no need. You have accepted the truth. There is no need to depend on anyone. There is no need to possess and be possessed. There is no hankering for the other. You accept yourself, and through this acceptance, love arises. It fills your being. You are not afraid of fear. You are not trying to get rid of it. Simply, it disappears on its own the moment it is accepted. Accept your authentic being and you will be transformed. Remember, acceptability, total acceptability is the most secret key of Tantra. Do not reject anything. Through rejection, you will be crippled. Accept everything, whatsoever it is. Do not condemn it. And at the same time, do not try to get rid of it. There are many things implied in it. If you try to get rid of it, you will have to cut your being into departments, fragments, and parts. You will be crippled. When you throw one thing, something else is also thrown with it, the other part of it, and you become crippled. Then you are not total, and you cannot be happy unless you are total and whole. To be whole is to be holy. To be in fragments is to be ill and deceased. So I will say, try to understand fear. Existence has given it to you. It must have some deep meaning behind it. And it must have some hidden treasure. So do not throw it. Nothing is given without any meaning. Nothing exists within you which cannot be used in a higher symphony, in a higher synthesis. All that exists in you, whether you understand it or not, can become a step forward. Do not think of it as a hindrance. Allow it to become a step. You can take it that it is hindering the path. Really, it is not hindering. If you can ride above it, if you can use it, stand on it, a new view of path will be revealed to you on a higher level. You will be able to look deep into the possibility, into the future, into the potentiality. Fear is there for a certain purpose. Try to understand this. One, if there is no fear, you will become too egoistic and there is no way of going back. If there is no fear as you are, you will never try to merge into existence, into the cosmos, into the wholeness. Really, if there is no fear, you will not be able to survive at all. So it is doing something for you, whatsoever you are. This is playing a role in it. But if you try to hide it, destroy it, create the opposite of it, you will be divided and you will become fragmentary, disintegrated. Accept it and use it. And the moment you know that you have accepted it, it disappears. Just try to think, if you accept your fear, where is it? The process of disappearing has begun.